My name's Justin. We're going to run you today through cold filter plugging point. So to start, go ahead and flip the switch in the back. So it'll take about 30 minutes for the jacket to cool down. We will just take this guy off, and there is a little black ring here in the bottom, and we'll be taking that out to mess with it. And so we'll just take this over the hood and prep the sample. So once we get here, we're just going to take this guy, stick it down in there like that, and we're going to pour some biodiesel out. I'm going to go ahead and grab a funnel real quick because we need to pour the biodiesel up to this line here. All right, and we will just take this whole thing and bring it back over to the cold filter plugging machine. Okay, cool, so we'll just drop this down inside like that. You can see there is a nub here, and then there's another one on the other side. You just take your fingers and push those in. Okay, another thing to note is make sure you see this little silver piece here, make sure that lines up. There's a little hole in the ring in the tan part, and just kind of line those up before you click them in, and that should slide in pretty smoothly like that. And at this point, just hit the start button, take the thermometer from the top, drop that down in there, and make sure that the wires are clear of the optical sensors here on the side. If you come across that, just make sure that you have sensors here and here. Just ensure that those are not blocked in any way, because what it'll do is it will chill the biodiesel, draw it up through here, and measure how long it takes for it to drop from the first sensor to the second sensor to get a sense for the cold filter plugging point. And now all we have to do is wait. So it'll tell you, like, if you want to catch the whole thing, it'll start another one here at 2 degrees. And then just drop like that. All right, so now the cold filter plugging test has completed. You can see here, -7 degrees. We'll just record that temperature in teams. And here to get rid of the alarm, hit that, hit it quit, and that should stop that. Okay, so another important part is that before you start cleaning, you have to wait until it rises. The temperature rises to about 15 degrees Celsius before you can start handling it again. That's just to avoid any injuries that might occur to cold. You don't want to get frostbite. So we've gone past the 15-degree point, and we're going to start the cleaning process. But before that, I wanted to make a note. To tell what the temperature is at currently, you hit this arrow button over, and it'll show you here up top. Right now, the temperature probe is stored away, so it's, showing room temperature. But when it's in the solution, it'll give you a current reading on that. Next is the cleaning process. This one is a little bit more unique because we are not flushing it with toluene and acetone like usual. Instead, we're going to be using these jars to clean them. And so here we hit cleaning, and we're going to pull this guy out, temperature probe and all. And we're going to hit solvent 1. And so we're going to unscrew the toluene here first, because it's toluene then acetone. Pull this guy up. Disconnect the glass. And there we go. Trap that down in there like that. And then once you got it in there, you just hit the OK button here. and it will start the cleaning cycle. And what it does is it just draws toluene in and then spits it back out, and it'll do the same for the acetone. If it doesn't quite reach the metal piece up here, you can always add pressure. Or if it goes too far, you can always decrease the pressure. But it'll do it for 5 cycles before you need to swap to the next solution. So next up, we'll start here with the acetone. Again, with the alarms, hit the alarm button, hit it quit, and we'll move it over to the acetone. And so for this part, you hit solvent 2, hit OK, and it'll start the process again. Something important to take care of is that when you're done, we want to keep track of how many runs we've gotten of each of these. And so you'll just give it a tally mark there, a tally mark there. All right. All right, so we will just take this, wipe it down with a Kim wipe real quick because it's just acetone left over. And we will set that back down in here. Take the temperature probe back out. That will sit up in here. Pull this guy out. And so this black ring, if you have completed the test properly, you shouldn't have gotten any biodiesel on it, and so there's no need to clean it. If you did get biodiesel on it, you'll be flushing it with acetone and toluene. So we'll just put this cap back on, shut the test off, and the machine is good to go now. We're done with that. We just need to clean this guy off. So to do this, I've already got a biodiesel waste beaker set up. Just dump all that. And we will rinse this with toluene and acetone. One thing to remember is you do not want to put this in the dishwasher. These are pretty sensitive, and so only use the toluene and the acetone. And I mentioned this in one of the early videos, but we're looking for that kind of tacky finish when we're done with this. And so after the acetone rinse, you should get a tacky kind of feel to the outside. Just let that sit and dry for a second. Wipe it off with Kim wipes. I'll just give it a quick feel on the outside. And so a little bit of the moisture on the outside is from condensation collecting on it. And so we'll just leave that to warm up and evaporate, and we'll come back to it later. So assuming this is done, it's not completed yet, you still got a little bit of acetone down there in the bottom, and there's still condensation on the outside. When you're done with these, you'll just pull these back over here and stack them up here with the rest of the beakers that are like it.